All right, I'm Nick. Today we have a Sportsman, Old Town Sportsman 120 PDL Pro. This is the ePDL version, okay? Jack's been fishing from this. I went brim fishing from it. It's proven to be a pretty nice kayak, all right? We had a guy reach out, and one of his thoughts were, hey, can you make risers for the tracks that mount the seat? And the reason was it was filling with sand, and Jack had that same experience, right? So we made risers for that. I'm going to show you guys that complete kit here in a second. But before we do that, we had another guy reach out, right? And his question was, how do I eliminate this strap? Like, do I need this strap? I believe he wants to put a tackle box or a cooler back here for himself. Or maybe he just wants easier access to this lid, depending on how short or how tall he is. So, you know, he was like, hey, can you make a part to make this better? And I like simple solutions, right? So I went out, I spent some time looking, tinkering, thinking about it. Because if you go back to the first video I made about this kayak, I was like, man, one strap, that's interesting, right? So if you look at it from this perspective, you got a little bit of play in the seat, even with that strap pulled tight. You got a little bit of left to right wiggle. Not a huge deal, okay? Now, we can get rid of that strap by simply taking an 8-foot cam strap, and I already opened this because we already used one of them. We already cut it to the length to show you guys, but we'll use this long one for now. You could take this, run it through here, get your tag in, make sure you don't have anything tangled up, run that through here, and then just pull it tight. And you could go the opposite way and pull up if you want to pull up. I would get that piece rotated so it's on. Hold on, let's see here. Let's rotate this down a little bit more. That way that metal buckle is flat. And then I would just pull that tight. Okay, that's not coming up. Let's get rid of this real quick. That's not moving. It's not going anywhere. Got the same amount of movement. Remember, that seat frame is held in place. And if you go look down here, that seat frame is held in place by these two bolts on that side and two more T-bolts on this side. It's not going anywhere. Here's the other one. Maybe you opt for going the other direction and you bring it up through here. And then you just, same thing. You just pull it tight. I guess that's the same way. You could go the opposite way if you want this to stick a different direction. You can put that on the inside, whatever works for you. But now that seat is strapped in there. Big benefit to that is when you decide you want to remove the seat, now the seat is not coming up off the seat frame, right? With this one, as soon as you try to remove this frame, the seat is a different part. You got two pieces. With this, it's connected back here and it's locked in the front in that little groove where it pushes in place, okay? So now we're gonna move on. We're gonna clean this up a little bit while we're here, like I did to that one. We're just gonna cut that off. I got a lighter in my pocket just for this special occasion. That way we can burn these ends and then, or melt them. That way they don't fray on us. Last thing you want to do is get out there and have a, ooh, that's hot, a frayed strap that you can't get back through there. I didn't do a very good job of cutting that, but it'll do for the sake of the video. Very, very easy, okay? So now we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about this right here. This is super simple to install. It comes with two risers, one for each rail. It comes with all the hardware you need, and it comes with these two little square pieces, okay? What those square pieces are, for Jack's instance, Jack's not the tallest person in the world, okay? So we wanted to have support in front of where the rail stops, and the rail stops right about here, okay? So these just double-sided tape in place. That kit comes with an alcohol kit. That way you can clean it off, put those in place, and there's one for each side, right? So if you're under, we'll say if you're under 5'9", you may have to put them in the front. If you are 5'10" to 6'2", your seat is probably gonna sit perfectly in the middle and sit on the track, like on the track as designed. If you're over 6'2", you might be a little bit further back, and then you would just install these back here in this groove. Now obviously you clean up all that sand before you installed them, but we'll go into that stuff in a second, okay? If you do install the little supports in the front because you are not the tallest person in the world, then you won't be able to slide the seat out, okay? So in this configuration, you have to remove these knobs completely to remove the seat. But I'm gonna do that just so you guys can see how the install is done. It is very, very easy. It's not at all complicated, okay? Underneath these twist knobs on the seat, you do have washers, so be careful, don't lose those, even though any washer will do. And one of the reasons we did this is Bearded Dad Fishing reached out about this, okay? So I'm sure that he'll have them up on his channel sometime. And we already noticed, I'm gonna put these back here with those just because I don't wanna lose them. We already noticed all this stuff has a little bit of corrosion on there, okay? It's really just gonna be unavoidable. I've said this for years, I am not a big fan at all of having rails in the bottom of kayaks, especially seats that move on rails. Man, eventually these things get dented and you just have divots and the seat doesn't slide very good. But anyway, so we put the straps on the back of this, so now that's not flopping all over the place, all ridiculous. You just have it. You could actually go, you could take it, you could, one of the things he mentioned was he wanted to be able to have the ability to sit down in it. So you could go to the beach. Wouldn't it be funny if I just like fell over? You could go to the beach, you could sit on it, you could remove it from the kayak, very easy. Don't lose your hardware, you're good to go. Nothing to it, right? Okay, so these are your T-bolts that come with the kayak. Just gonna slide those out of there for now. Now, this kayak was used to go offshore. Jack caught some fish. I think it was probably like 4 or 5 days ago, right? We have cleaned it off at the washdown station. We have blown it off with multiple blowers. We even have the air compressor out here to clean it out some more. Sand is just a pain in the butt. It's always everywhere. So before you go to install this kit, do a good job of getting your kayak clean, okay? I'll probably fast forward through this part, but I'm telling you that compressed air is one of the best ways to go about it. Okay, for the sake of the video, I'm only gonna remove and install one side. You guys can see that that side is absolutely, still has a ton of sand in it. If this rail was in that bottom track, that entire rail would be absolutely full of sand. I can roll in some video that as a kayak that hadn't been cleaned out yet. This is what it looks like, and I'm gonna go back to cleaning this up a little bit. Bro, it is hot, okay? It is hot. All right, anyway, so we're gonna remove this. It's very, very easy to do, okay? What you're gonna notice is the front screw and the back screw, they are regular machine screws, okay? And make sure you get all this stuff real clean, okay? We're gonna get it real clean here in a second. They're regular machine screws. They go into threaded inserts, okay? The 4 screws in the middle are just self-tapping screws or sheet metal screws, and they are appropriate sized with the kit. You're not gonna hurt your kayak or anything like that, okay? So those are your regular screws, and then obviously the one on the end, it'll look like this. That's the hardware we supply. The hardware that comes with the kayak is obviously shorter than that. So this is the piece, and look, that piece, look at all that sand underneath there, man. And that is all the sand that would be in the rail of your kayak when you're trying to move the seat forward and backwards. I expected there to be less than that. That's a ton, dude. That's crazy. So we're gonna clean that off real good. I'm gonna show you a crazy tip. I'm gonna clean it off real good, then I'll show you how to get the sand out of those holes, okay? But it definitely involves this air compressor because compressed air is where it's at. Okay, so we have that pretty clean, right? But say that you have sand inside those little holes. Put the little tip on that you pump up a basketball with or a football and just put it inside of there and watch all that sand that comes out of there. It's crazy. Oh, I got more and I just cleaned it out. We're gonna clean it out too though. But look, this piece right here, the little inflator for your basketball or whatever, that thing will pump all the sand out of those holes and it makes a giant difference, okay? So a lot of you guys, hopefully you don't have this much sand in your kayak already, but depending on where you live, this is a real problem. Even getting dirt in those rails is a pain in the butt, okay? let me go back and say it again. I do not like kayak seats that sit on rails in the bottom of the kayak. It's one of those things that you wonder if the person who did it like ever spends any time in the kayak. It drives you crazy. All right, so let's fast forward through this again, and then we'll install that setup. Oh, it just keeps going back in there. All right, so now obviously the kit that you get in the mail won't have any sand on it, but we're gonna clean this off real quick because they've been being used. Once that sand is gone, this is just gonna sit down there in place, okay? Doesn't matter upside down, whatever you put it. I don't know if this one's upside down or not because it's all the same. I would take all these screws out. You should definitely not use a drill, okay? Use a screwdriver. Do not use a drill. For the sake of that, I'm just gonna take this out of here. I'm gonna drop this in here, and I'm gonna get these started. You don't wanna cross thread this stuff, okay? That would be absolutely foolish. And you don't need a ton of pressure. We could probably tighten this down with our hand, especially the machine ones, okay? And they just go in the front and the back. Wiggle it around till it catches. Take your time. This is why you don't use a drill. Tighten it down, okay? Same thing with these, man. Get them in there. A screwdriver would be easier than using this little bit, but you know, make sure it gets started properly. You don't want to drill a hole in your kayak because you were in a hurry. Like, that is properly started. Now I'm going to use the drill to tighten them down, but I'm going to use the drill on the lowest possible setting, and face it, I do this every day of my life. Maybe you don't. You should not go crazy while working on the bottom of your kayak. All right, all of those are in there. Drill lowest possible torque setting. Then I'm just gonna I am dripping. And that is truly all it takes, okay? Old Town's not installing that stuff with any more torque than that. These 4 in the middle, those are going into like little dimples in the kayak, okay? Like little molded in dimples. You don't want to go crazy. That stuff will just strip out in that plastic. I am soaked in sweat. It's like 9 a.m. guys. It's like 9 a.m. okay? So that's that. Once you're done with that, you just reverse everything you did, slide the T-bolts in, set the seat on it, and then you're ready to go fishing, okay? We had requests for those. I'm positive they're gonna go over well. We put these in the front for Jack because he's shorter, but if you were taller, put them back here. If you're just a average sized human being, right in the middle is where it would go, okay? If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll do my best to get back to you and answer them. If I don't get back to the comment section, just send me an email at nick@navarrekayakfishing.com. Thanks for watching.